Welcome and hello and hello and welcome and welcome and hello. It is Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. Thank you for joining me today. I want to thank the live studio audience also for joining us. Guys, tell you in advance, StreamYard has been having a lot of outages and stuff today. So if I have some technical difficulties and have to cut away, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But I just know their system has been down part of the day. So anyway, getting that out of the way, guys, it's Un Poco Mas. It's the Sofi Stock. Obviously, we got the major catalyst we've been looking for. And lo and behold, the stock is only, this is going to be a really quick video, by the way, guys. I just have a ton of big dog work to do today. But 30 million shares traded only. So that's really not very much for this type of news. And the stock, you know, pushed all the way up just past 750, I think 754. But there, a lot of volume came in. I believe it's a lot of borrowing, honestly. The short has moved from sort of an insulated short where they had borrowed a lot of additional shares that they hadn't actually sold short. And they've returned a lot of those shares to basically put pressure on the stock price. But now they're reaching a position where they're almost going to be naked short. Like the borrowed shares and the shares short are almost in balance now. Times they've been like 100 million more, double. So the structure of the short is changing. It's getting more risky. I fail to understand what these guys don't get about fair value accounting and what's going to happen to the books when originations explode, because they're also going to make a lot of really, really high quality personal loans when interest rates come down. But like, that's not a dead business. I mean, home loans are already exploding, are just going to go bonkers. But the real ace in the hole, guys, and I've been saying this for a long time and everybody sort of forgets about it, is student loans. SoFi owns the top end of this market, the doctors, the lawyers, the engineers, the people with PhDs, the people who are, you know, lifelong learners, and they incur a lot of debt, but then they make a ton of money and they get on the SoFi wheel, and we get them into business accounts. Hopefully we get those in-house very, very soon. I know the general counsel we hired, the lady from the Fed we hired, they're taking those steps to get those approvals from the government. That's why we're paying those people. So I'm looking at this stock and look at what happens. Okay, they start to push down, volume comes all the way out. And then once it gets down here to 740, volume rushes back in. 740-ish, 747, I always, you know, sing the CCR song, 747, because it keeps hitting that level. If you look back over here, I don't know. Something's wrong with my stupid display. I don't know if you guys can see the chart or not. This something is amiss. What's up, C-Bar? How's it going? Air Force is here. Whenever it just calls. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of calls opened up, guys. 37,000 contracts. I don't know why my Vanilla Tice. I don't know why the screen is not responding, because I'm moving my screen. Let me try to stop sharing and reshare and see if that makes my chart come up here, guys. I will remove you and then I will present. Let's see. I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing, guys. Stop screen. Present. That I don't know, guys. StreamYard's off. I might have to go back to a generic YouTube situation. Let me see if this works. Okay, yeah, it works when you pop it back up, but it's non-responsive for some reason. Anyway, guys, so this 742, 747 area is this yellow line here, if you can see that, and you know, it's hitting resistance there, but this is sort of an upward wedge, and essentially it bounced off the blue line at this downward wedge, marched all the way up, was rejected at the 150-day moving average, sort of rejected at this downward purple line, and then it's trying to break through this yellow line and this purple line, which is sort of a double whammy. But if you look back, the 747, 740s have been critical support and resistance, more support. If you go back here, I don't know when this is last September. Just going all the way through, guys. It's been time after time after time. I've circled it there. Let me see what's going on here on the text line, guys. Let's see here. Okay, that is one of my guys. Anyway, so the point is, once it breaks through this area, there's really nothing stopping it in my mind until $10.13. I mean, Wall Street knows this thing is worth 12, 13 bucks. Looking forward, 5x sales, it seems cheap because they're trying to say, okay, it's growing at 15%. It's akin to Chase or PayPal. It's bullshit, guys. This thing next year, if we get into a couple of rate cuts, interest rates are like, you know, 1.5 lower than they are at this point. The originations are going to go absolutely insane. SoFi's books are going to go off, and we already expect movement in tech. So what is the bear case again? Credit quality? Balance sheet constrained. I have a small wiener. My wife won't speak to me, so I hate SoFi. Like, what's going on? Somebody mansplain this to me, because this is going to go back up. I mean, the reason they're trying to defend, you know, obviously very, very adamant in defending $7.50 is right here. You see the volume come in, 750 calls, 31,000 contracts, right? I hate saying right like a Canadian, but I watch so many Canadian fin-turders all day and night. It's being just pounded into my psyche like a jackhammer. Oh. Anyway, so I've got to stop saying right after my sentences because otherwise I've got to move to Saskatoon. But anyway, so 31,000 contracts, right? Am I right? You know, that represents what, 3 million shares? So it's a lot of calls. I mean, they don't want to pay these guys. They want to hold this thing down, but the problem is they have to dump a lot of shares and they don't have those supplemental borrowed shares. And that's why yesterday, the cost to borrow, if you know, this never, ever, ever happens. And trust me, they're borrowing shares right now for that drop. Trust me, there's no other way it's happening. Returners aren't dumping here on this at $7.50 for pennies. I mean, if you are, you're just an absolute idiot. The writing is on the wall. It couldn't get any bigger. Noto telegraphs this stuff. He should be wearing a sign that says, buy our stock now, you fucking idiots. It's grotesquely undervalued, and we've been killing it. You jerks. But anyway, yesterday, you know, cost to borrow average spiked to 2.31. That never happens. It was very, very brief, but sharts were running out of shares. I know you say 2%, that's nothing, and it is. But a lot of days they're paying people to borrow. It's negative cost to borrow. Ask Midwest Values. He has the same barber as Kid and Play. My boy Jimmy Chitwood holding down the S1s, S2s, the wheels of steel. Should team up with DJ Patchy Drizzle. We'll do parties at old folks' homes. It's the kind of energy and excitement I bring to the table. Hey, what time is this party over? Oh, 6:15. Just in time for Wheel of Fortune. That's perfect for me. I like to eat a second dinner a little bit later. Hello and welcome and hello. C-Bar is ready to party. You guys know how engineers party, don't you? Couple of near beers, little math. No, I bet C-Bar can actually party. One of those rare engineers likes to, you know, really get their hands dirty, really get out there amongst the people. Drink at a dive bar with some, you know, construction workers, play a little beer pong. That type of engineer. The type of engineer you want to know. Not the type of engineer saying, you know, your brake pads are looking a little bit worn. I was looking down there. I don't know if you have time to take it in. We're at a football game, Marty. Yeah, I know, but I just stroke and fade on those pads. You know how it goes, guys. A little ounce of prevention. You know what I mean? Fuck you, Marty. No, we shouldn't have brought you. Well, you know, everybody wants to blame an engineer. It's not me. It's not me telling you. It's science. I know so many engineers. I love them. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome and hello. Because like most of them, you like stereotype them and it's their job, but they'll like have great senses of humor and stuff. But then some of them are just total, you know, bots, automatons, and they just engineer stuff. and that's all they do. But I know that's not the case with our good friend C-Bar Engineering, who I thought his name was Chang because it was abbreviating, I think, chemical engineering. Cheng. I was like, Chang? Are you Chinese? Are you? I don't know. I'm stupid, guys. If you haven't figured that out by now watching this channel, I'm very, very stupid. It's just I have an ability to talk really, really well. But if you really analyze it, you really dig down deep, the words just have really no meaning. They're just kind of a circular bunch of bullshit. We have Matt Flo here. Oops, not help. Hello. There's some kind of conversation going on. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. This. Here you go, Money Flow. I'll put the mic in front of my big fat head. See if that's a little bit better. We got the ether between us. Pump up the jam. What do we do? An 80s rap, guys? You want me to do some 80s rap? I can do it. I can break it down for you. Can do a little MC Hammer. I got my hammer pants in storage, but I can get them out. Greetings, Hurricane. Where did I get my which one? I got the t-shirt. I found a few on eBay, and then the if you're talking about the button-up one with the SoFi logo, I got that on Printerville, I believe. Not I believe I did, but I've gotten so many SoFi shirts and stuff on like eBay. I don't have any merch on right now. I just kind of jumped on quickly. We got Freddie Lafitte here with his band with the beat. Un poco mas all day, every day, Freddie. Yeah, 750s are Achilles just because of those calls, Matt Flo, but it's going to break that down here. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind. You're going to see volume come in. Institutions can do math and they understand what's going on, and they might, trot out their least experienced, least respected, complete douchebag analysts who have no reputation left, have nothing to live for, basically have zero credibility, and they're just coming out like SoFi's worth 4, SoFi's worth 4, SoFi's worth 5. No, SoFi's worth 7. SoFi's worth 7 is like buy high, sell low. It's like, no, but who believes this noise? I mean, I guess Joe Sixpack does to a certain degree because somebody's selling institutions these shares. I mean, I don't know if they're day turders, swing turders, week turders. I don't know what they are. They're definitely turds, but there's no way this thing doesn't break down 750. I mean, we know the tech is coming. They keep telegraphing that, and Noto got so excited the last earnings report. Why? Why is he so excited about this quarter? I mean, he's not in a position to know anything, right? Why has he bought so many shares on the open market? I mean, how many shares does the guy need? He has so many stock options, so many shares already, millions upon millions of shares. But when the price dives down to the lows, he keeps buying. Why would he buy at levels higher if the stock's going to go back down to 5 and 4? It's all going to fall apart. The SoFi loan book is fine. That's the only argument they keep trotting out. But LaPointe came out and said, look, delinquencies reached their peak early this year, and we keep seeing them trending down. And to have them get anywhere near a dangerous level that was outside of what we planned for, they'd have to absolutely explode, double anything we're seeing. It's just, he's like, this is never going to happen. This is made up FUD. So 750 is gone, Matt Flo. Forget about 750. Start talking about 1013. 750, put it in your rear view. It's going to break that down, I promise you. They know what this Q3 ER is going to look like. And more importantly, they know what this if they get a half a point, especially, the guidance at the ER is going to be just revised upward dramatically, even sandbagging. So I think the game is over here, guys. I think the game is really finally over. What is the short case? It's a dead stock. They've failed in many industries. I have a tiny wiener. Like, those aren't arguments. None of the, use some data. Look at the earnings report. What is Goldman Sachs projecting? Goldman Sachs came out, revised all their projections upward very, very quietly. I mean, it wasn't that quiet if you know where to listen. But it's there. You can find the articles. That guy, I mean, I think they trotted out that guy Mike Ng, but it's not him. None of these guys, this Tim Schwitzer. Guy looks like he's fucking in some kind of special high school program for, people that want to study the flute, or I don't know, people who want to make some kind of new age art. He has like 20 ratings under his belt. Just, hey, let me re-rate the Sofi stock 3 times in a row and get my name to the top of this list like a attention-starved child with ADD. I'm gonna re-rate, teacher. That's great, Timmy. Let someone else have a turn. Oh, I hate you guys. Hate you guys with an absolute passion. If I could articulate my hatred for you guys, it would just be terrifying. It would be like watching the movie from The Ring on a loop. That is some delicious tap water. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Don't sub and like. Lorraine is on the right track. Lorraine in Spain falls mainly on the plane, and we all know that old nursery rhyme from the hills. Let's see. We got Hot Wing Mike. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I like a hot wing. I like a dozen hot wings. I like the celery sticks. Honestly, yesterday I did an anti-ranch dressing rant, and I do like blue cheese, but I got to say, some good homemade ranch, that is the one place I'll really endorse that, is with some good hot wings. But I've made about 50 million wings in my day, fried, baked, every which way you can make them, smoked. My favorite way to make a wing is fried with absolutely no breading. Just naked wings. Just really crispy, absolutely no breading on them. Seasoning, garlic, some cayenne, basically like a really hot Cajun type seasoning, something basic. Surprisingly, what's also really good is wasabi wings. I've made all kinds of weird wings. I like weird wings. I like W's. I like letters toward the end of the alphabet, because I was an end of the alphabet guy. It's like, Danny, wait your turn. You're going to get your snack. I'm like, yeah, my name's, why don't we go by first name? I get a snack now. Wait your turn, you little fat little son of a bitch. I was like, teacher, that's some bad language. Like, I know, but you're working my last nerve. Oh, you little fucker. Anyway, yeah, my teachers used to curse at me. They used to hit me with rolling pins and yardsticks and their canes. One time a baseball bat. One time my second grade teacher ran me over with their SUV. I mean, this is back when they were just coming out. I think it was a Ford Exploder. But I mean, in fairness, I was a bit insolent. So I had it coming. But I recovered in a week or two and I was back in class. So, I forgive you. I forgive you, Mrs. Loudermilk. It was my fault. Look what I made you do. Anyway, guys, Alberto Bertiavales is here. I want to thank him for moderating. I want to thank J Money Not a Lurker for moderating and producing, wearing many, many hats. And it's a good thing he does, because he is bald as a cue ball, folks. That guy shaves his head every hour on the hour. He's calculated one time. If he has been alive for 51 years, he has spent right around 30 of those years maintaining his head shaving maintenance. So it's a commitment. It's a passion. Some people, restore classic cars. Some people just go in search of the perfect head. It's like Lexus, the relentless pursuit of the perfect head. And I commend Not a Lurker, because I think he's almost got this thing kicked. When I see that head, it's symmetrical. It's smooth. I don't know about the thoughts going on inside, buying a lot of Sofi, but no, seriously, folks. What the hell am I talking about? It's Un, Poco, Moss. It's the Sofi stock. Again, we're going back up, and you see the volume rush back in. This is what we always see, guys. Heavy volume on the way up at this like 45-degree angle. Then it gets back to this 30-degree down angle, and all the volume rushes out of the stock. Because it's high-frequency price fixing, guys. It's nothing. It's nothing. I don't know who this is. I'm getting phone calls. I'm getting texts. I'm getting this. I'm getting that. I have to get back to them in a little bit, guys. I have a ton of work to do, so I got to cut this thing off. But what do you guys think is going to happen? I think that just 100% chance this stock is going to break down $10.13. everybody knows what it's worth. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows what they own. The narrative can fool less and less people over time because they got a lot of the weak hands out of the stock. They banged them out of the stock down in the low sixes. And remember I said this is totally different price action right here between here and here. So let's see. Let me get out of this so I can see what I'm doing. So between March 6th and right about here in July 9, this was heavy accumulation by institutions. And when I said they're accumulating here, again, everybody said, well, the price is moving slightly down. How can they be accumulating? That's when they're accumulating, you jerks. And the filings prove it. The filings prove exactly what I was saying. It was 100% right. Institutional ownership increased a bunch in that time, even with, what was it, Abu Slabi or the Guitaris. The Ataris, that old punk band, I think they sold. It's funny the Ataris run a sovereign wealth fund. That's interesting. No, it's the Qataris. I'm sorry, but I don't know which one of those bastards sold. I know it wasn't the Saudis. I think it was either Abu Slabi or Guitaris. But anyway, yeah, those sovereign wealth funds honestly don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they don't make, especially the Saudis. I mean, it's a plaything. I mean, those idiots gave Jared Kushner like $20 billion just to lose. They do things for other reasons, political manipulation, making friends, influencing people, all that fun stuff. But I mean, I saw where they put like 0.72. They dumped SoFi and they bought Neo. So it's another growth stock. Neo's probably a year or two from making their first penny. So it's an odd move to dump SoFi this far under 10 and buy other things. But, you could be harvesting tax losses. You could have sort of other considerations that you're just rebalancing. People also have sort of mental time limits. They're like, hey, I'm going to give this stock 2 years. I'm going to give this stock 3 years. I'm going to give this stock 1 year. Some people have very short time horizons, obviously. But I don't get that thinking. I can't invest that way. I would rather just have a very long-term time horizon and then sell options along the way if the stock's not moving to try to, supplement the income and such. Anyway, guys, let's see what we're doing here, guys. Sorry, getting a flood of texts and phone calls. Hope everybody's having a good Friday out there. Is it Friday? What the hell day is it? I can't even remember. I know it's, what is it? 8:23. I don't know what happened to my my calendar. It like jumped off of my it did one of those like resets, and like everything got all messed up. I don't know what happened. But anyway, guys, yeah, happy Friday. Hello and welcome. I did know it was Friday. I just wasn't sure of the date, but it is August 23rd, 2024. SoFi, this is the Fugazi, guys. It's recovered just to the same place it was right before the earnings report. The stock is not up. It's not green. They manipulate the starting line. So they're like, okay, the starting line is now 620. Okay, so it's gone up 20% to 750. But they're able to sell this dog shit because their buddies at the trading desks are like, they don't want to buy at 10-13. They don't want to buy at 11. They don't want to buy at 12. They want to buy at the highest at 7, but they'd prefer to buy at 6 or 4. But, this is what institutions want to do. They want to wait till there is no risk and then still buy the lows. That's the deal. And the only way to make that happen is to sort of just beat people with a baseball bat until they get out of the stock at the lows, basically in spite of all the evidence in front of their face, in spite of the fact that the bearish narrative has completely fallen apart. It was always false. You could go back 2 years and look at the Chia Pet's idiotic comments about how SoFi was going to fall apart in late 2023. Just completely gone. Oh, it's calamity. Get out now. It's going to be under 3. But everything he said, the opposite happened. But they still sell this stuff. And they still trot out this FUD bullshit. And for whatever reason, the bullish analysts aren't coming out swinging at all. Like, where is touchdown John Hecht? Why hasn't he, rated the stock? What about Andrew Jeffrey, who's consistent? He's a buy at 14. 90% upside. We haven't heard from him since March. I mean, his rating is standing. He's not downgrading. But after 2 ERs, it would be really nice to hear from some of these bullish analysts. I mean, the fake neutral guys who are actually, bear tools, obvious bear tools. KBW is the biggest bear tool of the bunch, in my opinion. Totally shill, dishonest hacks, in my opinion. I know they have free speech. They're not doing anything illegal. There's no illegal coordination, right? But I mean, how did that guy Perito come out on New Year's fucking day, downgrade SoFi stock by some marginal amount and cause the stock to drop 20% on FUD? How was that all dialed up? How did all those pieces move at the exact same time? I mean, I know it's not illegal coordination. I know it's not manipulation. But what is it? How does that happen? How does a stock with absolutely really nothing happening come out of New Year's and just drop, because this is what they do. They set the ceilings, they set the floor, they put it high or they put it low, and then they do what's unexpected. I mean, given how this thing behaved after the ER, you'd think it would be up at least, if just all things were being equal, the buy pressure coming in, stock should be up at least 10% today. This is complete confirmation of all of Noto's thinking, all of his estimates, 2 rate cuts this year. He was right about everything. He's been right about everything all along. He's the smartest fucking guy in the room. And these analysts, some of their analyst houses, the 2-bit shills, the low level, hacks who could never make it anywhere. Guys like the Chia Pet who should be selling used cars somewhere. Guys like the Bologna sandwich who supplement his income utilizing his FIvehead as a drive-in movie screen to show disaster preparedness videos to impressionable lily white high school students throughout the entire Midwest. And he does that through the state fair season. He's a tall guy, just shows up, he stands there, they project the film right onto his FIvehead, and he gets paid well. He used to shine shoes. You make a lot of money too. He's like, I don't shine shoes no more, Frankie. He's like, just breaking your balls. He's like, well, I'm just going to stab you in the neck a bunch of times with a pen. No, I think that was another guy. No, that was another movie. Like, this your pen? It's like, I just didn't want you to lose it. That's not going to work out well for you. You insult my friend. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello. John Blonde, Jovi, Jabroni's brothers, Chia Pet, Stanny, show me what you got. I hope you got it. Lorraine, this is a family-oriented show. Keep your mind out of the gutter. Returders cannot dump. Most upside-down shares cannot average down. Right calls get paid. Hold steamy turds. Ask Alberto Berti Avilés. He's the co-turder of Noto. He is underwriting the entire operation, Alberto. Let's see. It's time from Humboldt. C-bars from Humboldt, not China. I knew it. Let's see, is SoFi still so fly? Where is Savage? Yeah, I mean, guys, I don't know. He was writing longer, he said he's writing longer calls for $15, so he's fine. But a lot of guys were writing at 750 and they're still okay. Obviously it went to like 755, so maybe you got called away because it is Friday. So it just depends, but maybe they're waiting for more meat on the bone. I don't know. A lot of people don't want to exercise for like 4 cents, but or not exercise, but sell whatever it is. Maybe they'll get 3 cents. It just depends where you bought. The whole options thing, it's not, you can't delineate it like that from today because it all depends where you bought, how much you're up on it, your cost basis, all that stuff. So you could be up a ton on your option today, or you could be down. It just, depends on a lot of different factors. But anyway, these guys who do this, day in, day out here, who watch the channel like Birdie, they know what they're doing and they know the stock could go up. I mean, we've all been saying the stock can go up, and they knew, that we were looking at interest rate cuts. But I thought the rise, today would be quite a bit more dramatic. Personally, I think we're going to close well above 750. I think there's just too much buying pressure coming into the stock, and I don't think the calls, I mean, they'll pay the calls off, but not big. I think the highest we could get, might be like 762 or something like that. But I'm looking at the volume, and it's up to 32 million, and there's nobody selling here. Retail's not dumping. There's no incentive for retail to dump. And every time the stock goes down a little bit, the volume just rushes back in. And not only retail's buying, institutions are buying, money is rushing into the Russell indexes, money is rushing into mid caps. Everybody's expecting a 40% pop just on that rotation. I mean, if you look at how mid caps are priced right now in the market, they're priced at like 10x earnings. Historically, they've been priced more at 14x earnings. So if you just kind of revert back to the mean, mid caps should go up 40%, 50%. Because these companies are, especially small caps, but these companies are extremely sensitive to the price of money. And this doesn't really work that way with SoFi because obviously they're funding their own loans with their own deposits. If they were still, reliant on warehouse facilities, obviously this whole thing would have gone completely different. And they wouldn't have had, they would have had like 2% less net interest margin and they wouldn't have made any money. They wouldn't have made a profit. We'd be miles from making a profit. So it was the foresight to get the bank charter. It was brilliant. And people like, okay, but Robinhood's better. They have crypto. A firm's better because they're loaning on auto repair now and groceries. Guys, so short-sighted, so naive. You're buying the hype. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. AI and all these buzzwords and stuff are great. I'm not saying they won't make money. I'm not saying Upstart will never make money. Obviously, Hood is making money. It's a Wall Street darling right now. It's very, very popular. I personally think it's going to pull back because it's basically running on crypto and a bunch of trading activity and people with money. And if the economy is really starting to slow down, that activity will slow down. I think they could have another really down year next year, but I don't know. I mean, they obviously have good management. I don't think it's Vlad. I think that, he's more of a figurehead with the Pert Plus deal and all that, but I don't think he has that much vision. He looks terrified to me. Like, I don't know. I don't think the guy really knows what he's doing, honestly, not the way Noto does. I love the fact that in Noto, we have this sort of assassin from Goldman Sachs who's been around this gig for 30 years. Not some founder, not some guy from the inside who has tunnel vision and, is in love with the company. Noto wants this to be his opus. This is his first job as CEO, as captain of the ship. Like, imagine you're a naval officer for 30 years and you've been second in command of some huge ship and finally you become a captain. You have something to prove. You have a lot on the line. I read an interview with Noto that said he woke up when he was with the NFL terrified every single day with that fire in his belly because he was not going to want to be the guy to bankrupt the NFL. He's like, I don't want to fuck up this job. And he didn't. He oversaw one of their periods of, the most growth they've ever had. Noto has been a winner every place he's ever been. And he's going to be a winner at SoFi. He's putting so much of his own money on the line. He has so much at stake. But he's not timing this to drive the stock price up today or tomorrow. He's shooting for the price to be up in a couple of years. He can decide when some of this tech stuff hits the books too. He can talk to these customers, say, yeah, we want to bring you online Q3, Q4, whatever it might be. And they're like, okay. He can say this is when we can bring you online for technical reasons, but really they could be bringing these people online for sort of maximum impact against the shorts if they wanted to. I'm not saying that's what's going on. But let's face it, Noto isn't some naive wilting flower. This guy is a seasoned assassin investment banker with decades of experience at Goldman Sachs. This guy has more Goldman Sachs experience than Invest with Henry. He just doesn't talk about it as much. Oh, welcome and hello, guys. Hello and welcome. It's Un Poco Mas. I said this was going to be a 5-minute video. It's been 34 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and bail out of here, but I want to get one more check of the live short interest. I guarantee you it's flattening out and going up. Yep. Just slightly so far, just another couple 100,000 shares, but this is going to go up. Cost to borrow is going to go up. There's going to be more and more pressure. The noose is going to tighten on these shorts and bears because their case has been bullshit for 2 or 3 years, but they've been able to hide behind these high rates. because the wheel hasn't been able to work. SoFi hasn't been able to work as intended. And they've been able to sort of throw all this FUD. You throw enough shit at the wall and you see what sticks. That's all they've done. They just throw everything. Remember, KBW came out at New Year's and said, oh, no. Low rates are going to be bad for SoFi, because that's when everybody thought they were going to cut. And that's when the stock just dropped 20% on that uncoordinated, untimed, unillegal, which I'm sure it is not illegal. You do have freedom of speech, so they can sort of tacitly coordinate these things. I think as long as there's not like active coordination, I think if you go into encrypted messages, you find what you find. But I'm not an FBI agent. I'm not, with the feds. So that's not really my job. I'll just try to take advantage when these prices move. But it's just very, very strange. Somebody who knows about, banking and lending to come out and say, hey, these rate cuts are going to hurt SoFi. You should know better. Like somebody who's a professional in the industry like Pareto should know better than that. And I think he does. And then, of course, when that didn't, then they said, okay, it's going to be higher for longer by February. Then you had the bookend, bolt-on brain, I guess the Tin Man, if I only had a brain, was that the guy? Morgan Fudley in Midwest Values, he comes out and bookends the call right on 1 month later. So they sort of seem to be kind of playing a certain game. 30 days later, he comes out. They hit these stocks in very odd, coordinated fashions. Like, who reiterates their call 3 times in a week? It's just such odd behavior. Such odd behavior. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but it just seems really weird. So anyway, no new ratings. Like I said, we have some bulls who've just been sort of completely on the sidelines, haven't re-rated the stock. Even Goldman Sachs, been months. Piper Sandler, Andrew Jeffrey, John Hecht, JP Morgan, these are the guys that came back out and reiterated after earnings. So everyone below Hecht, and he reiterated his buy rating in July, but he took off his price target. So just kind of weird, like what happened to the bulls. Everybody seems to be pumping the brakes, just happy to let the stock coast along at these sort of low levels while, their trading desks or their rat holes or their whatever ex-wives, sisters, whatever, maybe they accumulate shares off these lows because they know when the move is coming. I don't know. I see conspiracies everywhere. They're probably not there. These guys are probably just giving their honest opinion, and I see what I want to see because I'm a huge fucking Karen, and I'm impatient and I want my way. But I know the stock's going to move based on fundamentals. I'm looking for EPS of 2026 at least $1. At least $1. Because business banking is coming by then. Options are coming by then. All sorts of new products we haven't even thought of yet are coming by then. So this is accumulation levels by market makers, and they're taking us all for a ride here, guys. If you look at the daily, there's so much green coming in the last hour. It's just all green, guys. Green. And even on the where it's falling down at a 30-degree angle, half the candles are green. They're accumulating there too. They're just fixing the price and dropping it down. It's algos, guys. Nobody's selling here. Nobody. It's only 33 million. You see they just sucked the volume out of the stock to try to push it down, but they're still accumulating. They're accumulating now. I think this has to keep going up. It has to. Can't these guys do math? They look at these margins, all of this additional revenue, all of this additional originations. There's really no additional marginal cost for the company. They're not going to hire a bunch of new people. They're not opening any new branches. The fixed costs are done, guys. We're flipping the switch. We've reached the tipping point. All this new money coming in is going to go to the bottom line. So much of it. These incremental margins are going to be massive. It's coming. Noto knows it's coming. He knows the cost structure of this business is a license to print money. It's going to be a free cash flow machine. He just has to get to 2026 to prove it to some of these market makers. Imagine SoFi is 80% institutional ownership, like I think Affirm or Hood. Where do you think this goes today if this is 80% and only retail has, and then insiders own a bunch of shares too. So there's only 20% of the shares or 15% of the shares to buy today. This thing would be up 20 or 30%. But that's not to be. They can return borrowed shares, they can short, they can dump. They're doing everything they can to step on it. Why only 33 million shares traded today? You'd think this would be an easy 100 million share day. But they're all against us. Everybody's against me. My wife, my family. I forget what movie that was from. But anyway, guys, it's reality. Like I said, I keep telling you guys this. Eventually, reality slaps you in the face like a fucking cold salami after a night of drinking. Who are you? You just can only defy objective reality for so long. And you can send out these pasty, bird-like analysts who care not about credibility or truth or numbers or facts. And they just go, wait, SoFi's loan book is falling apart. Give me another pill. Fuck. What is wrong with people? This is not a $7.50 stock. 3 times this year's sales? With these margins, this growth, this thing's going to grow 25% next year, minimum. And I think you don't be surprised at all if next year you see 35 back to 40% growth. And people might think that's crazy, but I'm telling you, you start adding on business banking, lending, student loan explosion, home loan explosion, big need for personal loans, new credit cards, new products. Student loans are the ace in the hole. Student loans are going to go absolutely crazy and bring super, super, super premium, high quality borrowers onto the wheel. Business side, personal side, bing, bang, boom. What do you got? Give me all you got. She had a great ass and you had your head way up in it. We all love Al Pacino. My brother I think I said this before, he was living with me a long time ago for about a month. And he did, it wasn't Pacino. He did a Sean Connery impression for a straight month. This is where I actually lost my mind. This is where a lot of my insanity comes from that month. But anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Hot Wing Mike has unsubscribed. Congratulations, sir. You win nothing. You win nothing when you subscribe. You win nothing when you unsubscribe. So congratulations. Mechanical with a CNC shop. Yeah, I know you told me that a million times, C-Bar. I just got confused by the CHENG. I'm dumb. Like I said, C-Bar. If I was smarter, I'd be an engineer, but I'm up here talking. Sanver T, hello, guten tag to you. Bienvenidos, all that stuff. West Coast rap, indeed. Seven's gone after rate cuts. I mean, Martin, I think it's a $13 stock all day. I mean, I think this thing should be trading at 6x sales easily. Easily. It's going to keep growing and growing. The snowball is rolling downhill. The deposits prove it. Everything proves it. Noto is executing a brilliant business plan. You have the plan. You have the execution. You now have the timing. You have everything working together. You're going to have all these new products. Yeah. I mean, I don't think this should be in the 7s at all, but I'm not a market maker, so I don't get to decide these things. Oh, guys, I got a ton of texts. I got to get back to some of these people. But sort of that's where we're at. Let's see. Air Force is here. Don't forget. Sorry, I couldn't have time to read it. Something about the cap call. Selling puts, calls right along with them, buying shares. There you go. I mean, that's selling options, take the premium, buy shares. That's the American dream. I'm a little sad today. Love the shout out. Love the 1013. Don't worry, Matt Flo. It's all going to happen. This is all the pieces are there now. It's going to be a tremendous amount of buying pressure coming into the ER and the rate cut. It's all coming in. Billy Jack is here, my main representative throughout Texarkana and the Greater South. What's up, Billy Jack? Good to see you. John Bland Jovi, let alone second dinner. Yeah, I like to eat my second dinner right around 7, so I have plenty of time for a snack and then ice cream a little bit later, and then perhaps a re-snack. sometimes you got to reset and re-snack, right, Tobias? If the rate is lowered, that'll increase the fair value of the loan book. That's what people are saying. It's complicated because they've hedged for rates to stay up and more defaults. So they're not going to have quite as much upside because they've hedged some of the downside, Tobias, if that makes sense. Jarrett Matson, but I'm not the guy to analyze the structure of all these loans, but LaPointe did that for us. But that would be an interesting question to ask. That makes sense to me. If the rates are lowered, their loans will be worth more. But if somebody can, somebody a bit smarter than me can confirm or deny those rumors, that would be great. Drift champion Richard Vaughn getting Jr. is here. I will never like and subscribe. I appreciate that, Richard Vaughn. I appreciate that. Somebody who respects the rules. Mustang Rider's here. What's up, Mustang Rider? How's it going? Hot Wing Mike, fuck ranch. I agree, man. Bleeding, you don't want hot wings that'll lead to a bleeding anus. Hot Wing Mike knows what he's talking about. His name is in the hot wings, so he better. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. Absolutely. Okay. Termite tinting. Okay, we need a termite tent. Fabulous. Ooh. Hello and welcome. Those are cheap. Anyway, guys, let's see. We got 50 count. Mustang Rider likes to eat a 50 count of wings, and the missus does not like the flatulence next day, but she's willing to live with it because he's so good looking. Let's see. Richard Vaughn, a man, he loves that. Let's see. Yeah, Richard Vaughn Gittin Jr. I mean, the man is a drifting champion. His father, Vaughn Gittin Jr., he was the greatest of all time. Where can a chubby, dopey looking guy become a race car champion other than the world of drift? Only problem is you go through 50,000 sets of tires a year. But that's the point of drifting. You want to blow them tires. Want to blow them good. Let's see. Maria Powell is here. Good to see you. Isn't timeout just a video teenage birdie on a pole? Subculture Wars, what are you doing here after lunch? You're going to make people throw the turd fucker. We need to stop and digest. Waiting on interest rate cut. Yeah, it's coming, Mustang Rider. It's coming September 17th and 18th. Lucky my baked potato is still in the tree oven. What's a tree oven? You just set it outside. How long does that take? Plus, I live in a very cold area, so I'm eating a raw frozen potato. And that's not a gay euphemism. Let's see. Steve in the Mountains. That pun was intended. Are you the founder of Aviato? I'm the founder of myself. I've been in charge of my own life for quite a long time now. And I'm doing okay. Not great. Torben Bertgen. I have consonants to spare. Hey, champ, I love you. I just got 1,000 Sofi Stock 720. You are my hero. Thank you, Torben Broadswordson. Torben Broadsword is here. 720 is a very nice entry point. Most people are in at 10 or above. I think you're going to double your money here in 2 years. Easy. Dice. Let's roll the dice. I know I pronounced your name wrong yesterday on purpose. I think I know actually how to say it, but I just choose not to. I wish I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle his current age with all the sagginess. Without all the sagginess. Alberto, what do you guys? You guys are crazy. Tobias is here. Did Andrew change job? I think Tanner said so. Maybe he isn't covering Sofi anymore. Who's Andrew? I don't know who the fuck all these retarders are. Let's see. I don't even want to take another shot at it. Andrew Jeffrey changed jobs from another firm, according to Deadliest Catch Chris. Yeah, he's not at William. But is he not covering Sofi anymore? That would make sense because he was consistently rating the stock. I did notice the change to William Blair. I think he was at he wasn't at Jeffries. He was at the other one. I was confused. John Heck is at Jeffries. What the heck? Why isn't he re-rating the stock? Anyway, yeah, anybody who's bullish the stock, they move him off to Siberia to another job. You almost got a timeout. Alberto, ban everybody. Ban me. Kick me out of here. I have work to do. I'm new to options. It sold a couple 750 calls a day for 2 hours because, of course, they're going to pull it back. Carl Seamark, don't sell one day. That's day trading. I don't know. I don't like it, but let's see. Anything but the video. Bobby Joe, what's up, Bobby Joe? Citizen 86, they haven't broken into SMB with partnerships, but Noto we trust. Yeah, I think a lot of people said that, Citizen 86, and I agree. I don't want to send customers over to American Express, but I think there's going to be a synergistic relationship there. Watch for SoFi to issue American Express branded premium credit card. Watch for it. I'm telling you, there's things going on behind the scenes with American Express. That's what my spies are telling me. And by spies, I mean the voices in my head. Emilio Aguirre is here. Aguirre, what's going on? I like your monster emojis. Do the monster mash. Tortuga de Rio sold a few shares today. All the talk of steak made me hungry. Yeah, I won't. If anybody needs to sell shares, I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not mad at you. Stock goes up, especially if you were buying in like the 4s and 5s. You might be up like me 50, 60%. You might take a little profit, and there's nothing wrong with that. I personally am not going to sell anything here at 750. I think it's not smart. But if you need the money, or you want to take some money, or you want to eat a big steak, or you want to go take a trip with the wife like Savage, I am not mad at you at all. I was messing around yesterday, but I think enjoy your money, spend it however the hell you want. Like, you could get run over by a bus tomorrow. You only go around once, and as you get older, you realize life is very, very short, and it speeds up. Enjoy yourself. Whatever you want to do, enjoy yourself. Stocks are a tool to give you a better life. It's not like an ego thing. How many you have? What do they do? It's like, what do you want to do in your life that makes you happy, that secures your family, that makes them happy? And then use stocks as a tool. Use writing options as a tool to go do those things. Don't marry it. Don't invest your emotion in it. Invest your emotion in people, in relationships. Take all the emotion out of your stock trading, out of your investing. Just use your brain. If you take all the emotion out, you take all the panic out, you take all the, envy out, and you say, oh, it's going up, I'm going to chase. Oh, it's down, I'm going to panic. If you're able to take all that out and just watch the charts, watch the fundamentals, you're going to make a ton of money, and you're going to be able to have a much, much better life. And that's the whole idea, guys. It's to be happy, to be content, to be able to sleep at night knowing you've made prudent investments that are going to secure your future and give you the life that you want. And that's the whole point of this channel, is just, I just want you to not get pushed and manipulated by market makers whose entire existence relies on taking money out of your pockets, your hard-earned money, so they can get a bigger mansion in Connecticut, a bigger second mansion in Palm Beach, a bigger third mansion in fucking Lake Como next to fucking George Clooney. Not on your backs, guys. Not on the turd army. I just don't want to see you guys get hurt and people are like, oh, you can't sell. I don't care what you guys do. Just know what you're doing and do it because you want to do it and because you thought about it and that it makes sense to you. Don't do it on emotion. Don't do it on panic. Don't do it on FOMO. Don't do it on narrative that are created out of whole cloth. Dead stock. Oh, it's a dead stock at 620. Really? Well, it just moved up 20%. Do dead stocks move up 20%? Do dead stocks have a huge rush of volume coming in at the end of every single trading day? Do dead stocks show massive accumulation through Q2, which is their weakest quarter? And all the institutions know that, and that's why they're all buying off those lows in the 6s in Q2 and holding that little channel that the stock has never traded like that before. Open your eyes to what's going on. And stop being pushed out at the lows. So BlackRock can buy where they want, and a bunch of these other companies can buy where they want. Oh, I held for 3 years. My cost is 12. I'm just going to sell here at 620 for no reason when the company's doing great and is about to explode. That's what I don't want retail to do. That's all. Still getting 52-week low alerts on some tickers. Guess those with the no rate cuts are over leveraged and selling they have. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just thought Jerome Powell was going to be obstinate, that he was going to be much more cautious. This is basically like, hey, we're cutting rates 100%. I mean, it's not 100% because anything can happen in the interim. But this is as forceful a statement as anybody could have expected. And I think much more forceful than most of us expected. So this is as bullish as it gets for SoFi, guys. Just if you guys don't get it. Like, this is as bullish as it gets for SoFi. And I don't care what this number says. I guarantee you shorts are working behind the scenes to try to hold this thing at 750 and 4%. Shares on loan is all the way down to 193, short interest 180. Those numbers are never that close together because the shorts are getting strangled. The noose is tightening. The shares are not there. Cost to borrow average is going up again. There's nothing negative. Max is 105. That should go up to 8. This should spike again. They're borrowing. I guarantee they're borrowing, and you're going to see it. It's going to show up here. Don't believe the hype. It's a sequel. I don't know, guys. It's about all I've got. SoFi stock, just, they're holding 750 for dear life. They opened a ton of calls. It was dumb. But this thing's going to go way, way up pre-ER. The ER is going to be outstanding, and guidance is going to be even better. You don't have to admit it, but you have to accept it. And that's the way it is. I'm just the messenger, guys. Don't shoot me. Peace. I'm out of here. Hope you all have a great day. Yeah, Hood's doing really well, Jarrett. You got to take your hat off to them. They had a really good print, and they're really on fire right now. So, I'm not one to hate if you're making money on that stock. God bless you. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not like shorted or anything. So there's like a million stocks that go up that I don't have. So can't really be upset about that. But yeah, Upstart is up 6%, and then Affirm is up 5%. So I don't even see SoFi as green today at 3.9. It's all a Fugazi, guys. The stock's going to go up through 1093 and it's going to split hell wide open. Peace. It's un poco mas. I'm out of here, base bitches.